Well, here you can see in the engine nacelle, which is the part just behind the engine, all the wiring comes in and goes into the silver box you can see here on your screen, which is a GEA 110. And it's quite amazing, from all that data going into that, we have 2 wires that go into the cabin, and all that data is fed into the cabin onto the EIS screens. Here we have the original exhaust pipe, and you can see the soot build up under the engine. There was a modification to actually put exhaust pipe extensions that deflect the air downward, so we've had these made up and are going to install these. And you can see the extensions just fitted on the end of the pipe behind the hangers on the firewall. And hopefully this will make a big difference and we won't get as much soot build up on the bottom of the aeroplane. And you can see as we work further on the engine nacelle, we've now got a shunt in here for the ammeter, and also fuses below that, which are going to be for all the CIES fuel senders. With the GEA 110, we've actually decided to turn it up the other way, so in a later video you'll see it turned up the other way, just so that we don't get any condensation on the wires. The engine bay is actually pretty much completed now. We've only got a few things remaining to be done. And these are all the switches that have just arrived from the US. They've all been engraved, and we've also colour coded them, so it's going to be much easier to see in flight what switch is what, rather than having to read on the switch. And our plane power alternators have arrived from Aircraft Spruce. Unfortunately, they were meant to be a kit with alternators and regulators, and for some reason they sent out a box with just alternators, so we've had to go back and order regulators, or get them to send out the regulators that were missing from the boxes. And here you can see the old Prestolite alternator, which we're going to remove and replace with these brand new alternators. The Prestolite has a complex pulley system on it, whereas the plane power alternator is just a belt drive directly from the flywheel of the engine to the alternator. And here you can see the first installation of the plane power alternator. This is just set in place, it's not finished as yet. There's no bolt holding the top of the bracket. We actually have to order bolts because the original bolt that was in there for their Prestolite alternator was too long. And there's also a bracket which will go from the boss of the alternator across to the starter motor. And here you can see the Prestolite alternator as compared to the plane power alternator. You can see quite a difference in size, and there is a slight difference in weight. The plane power is slightly lighter than the Prestolite. And here you can see the plane power voltage regulators have finally arrived from the US, and they've been fitted to the nose of the aeroplane.
I'm taking a video of you.
And here we've fitted the bracket that goes from the boss of the alternator across to the starter motor, and that bolt you can see on the screen there has arrived, and would you believe it cost $20? That's right, $20 for one bolt, and we needed 4 of them for this installation. Originally we fitted it with just trial fitted it with some nuts that we bought from the local bolt store just to get it all in place, and those bolts cost 50 cents, so 50 cents as compared to $20. Don't you love aviation?